More music, more of the time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, we're back again.
And we ain't stopping.
You guys have the best music.
Turn it up!
The best music.
Rock and roll. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and I want to welcome Rob the Wax back to the channel. Tonight is another episode in our series, No Skips. All killer, no filler. Tonight we're looking at the Cars, Utopia, Jellyfish, and Cheap Trick. Let's do it.
Giving you what you paid for. Grant's Rock Warehouse.
And you haven't paid for anything, but we're live. I want to welcome Rob back to the show. We're doing this one live. The whole concept originally was to do this live, but could never get it together. But we are live tonight. I want to welcome Rob.
I thought you were putting me on probation. That's why we didn't go live.
No, not really. I think, well, maybe partially. No, not really. That's
You
not
couldn't
fair.
trust me.
I couldn't trust you. You're like like Russian roulette.
I'm up to a lot of mischief.
That's right. Anyway, we're going to do a no skips. And as you can tell, our first victim or our first artist is the Cars. I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Tyler, nice to see you. Of course, we've got Steven's here. Nathan's here. West Coast Dave. Yes, exactly. West Coast Dave. We were recording a show for the Contrarians and it was getting glitchy. So I had to reboot everything.
What is there a East Coast Dave?
There is a
Southeastern Dave?
There's a Southeast Coast Dave. Yeah. Yeah, Dave, I don't remember where Dave is. He's out somewhere by you.
Are there a group of locational Daves?
There are. Gary Joyce is here. Zap is here. Everybody's showing up. We got 29 people. We'll get more. All right.
There's one person that I know.
What?
That's
Where?
the fabulous, awesome Scotty Stricknine.
Jim's here. You know Jim?
Oh yeah, I do know Jim.
Where is Scotty at?
He was there. I saw him.
Simplistic? Oh, here he is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty here.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Excellent.
No.
Well, if you're coming over from Rob's channel and you haven't subscribed to the Warehouse, please subscribe to the Warehouse. If you haven't been to Rob's channel and you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do. So anyway, let's get started. Brian, Nice to see you. The other Dave should call himself Static Dave, 100%. All right, let's get started. Rob, I'm handing it over to you.
Okay. Well, I thought it would be a surprise, but Graham put the graphic on the screen.
Well, I'm not going to do it for the next thing. So,
well, you already.
I know. You know how it works.
Here's the deal. This might be the perfect no skip album. Like the two other times we did it, I might say it, but they're just words. But I challenge anyone to find a better non-skip album than the Cars' first album. I challenge
and the
you.
second album in my book.
Well, I mean, that could be another no skip stream.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been really cool if you picked that one for yours.
Well,
but I challenge anyone to tell me there's a better no skip album than this. And I don't know what thought went into it, but I don't think there's really spaces between the songs, right? They play into each other.
Yeah, they kind of do that on Candio as well. Not everything, but I think the sequencing on this album is rather good. You know,
I mean, you can put these songs in a blender in any order. I think they'd be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll start off. This album came out what 78?
78. Yep.
And I was like 10 years old, and I knew this album. It was on the radio. Everyone listened to it. Great album cover, too. Tell me you don't know the words to Good Times Roll.
I don't know the words to Good Times Roll.
Well, they just repeat the Good Times Roll all through the song, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The Shag's album is perfect too, says Al.
Well, then, Al, when you come up here, you pick the Shags album.
That's right. Al, you're up next.
Yeah. So, Good Times Roll. I mean, everyone's just humming it right now as I talk, right? Let the Good Times
100%.
Roll.
Mhm.
My Best Friend's Girlfriend. Come on. No one thought about falling for their best friend's girlfriend till this song came out, right? How many songs on this were singles? Do you know off the top of your head?
I didn't compile all that. Just What I Needed. Best Friend's Girl, I think, was a single. Well, if we only had a way to look.
Yeah. If there was a place to go to see this on the
There was
internet.
only I'm looking at it right up. Unless someone in the comments section already has it. All right. All right. The singles, Just What I Needed, came out May of 1978, peaked
Yeah.
at number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. My Best Friend's Girl came out in October of 78, got to 35 on the chart, and Good Times Roll peaked at 41 on the chart in 1979 in February. So three
That's it.
singles off of this record.
Horrible.
That's it.
But then Just What I Needed. I'm in touch with your world. I just listened to this.
Yeah.
Before we start recording. I'm in touch with your world. Now I'm stuck. But there's definitely Don't Just Stop. How many of these songs were in movies, by the way, too? Does it say that in the wiki that you pulled
Well,
up?
we'll find out.
The great scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right?
I believe so. We'll find out. Big Country, The Crossing, all mixed up. Singles that were using Just What I Needed appeared in the Mindy Project season 2, Over the Edge in 1979, which is a teen drama.
Well, if you've never seen that movie, that's a movie to watch. I think it's like Matt Dillon's first film.
No, possibly. It was in at least one movie, Over the Edge. My Best Friend's Girl was in a lot. No, I guess not. Good Times Roll was in Pauly Shore is Dead.
Okay, maybe I brought up something that we should not talk about.
Maybe. A lot of bad movies. Not that many, though.
Okay, that side one. Come on. Side one ends with Don't You Stop. And you can't stop, so you have to flip the record over to listen to side 2. You're All I Want Tonight. That had to be in a lot of things. Bye, love. I mean, this is an album. Okay. Me telling a story, which some people don't like because they yammer on. I had a buddy in high school who said, let's get into the vet. He had a vet, a Shelved, and the cassette player he put in the cars. And like right at sundown, you're cruising around trying to find out where everyone's hanging out, drinking over by the power lines, maybe down by the old mill, some parking lot somewhere. You put this album on and it's the theme to the night, right? Am I wrong about that?
You're not wrong at all, because I have a similar story.
We'll tell your similar
When I
story.
was a kid, I don't know, 13 maybe. I don't know. We used to help one of the neighbor kids deliver papers. He had a 71 Chevy Nova with an 8-track player. This is the soundtrack to delivering papers. The Cars' first album, Candio, and the first Boston album on 8-track.
Did you ever mess with your friend and push the button where it changed tracks into the middle of another song?
Yes, I have, but I can still hear where I really can't remember, but I bet you if I had the 8-track, I probably could anticipate when the tracks are going to change right in the middle of moving in stereo or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, then we're Bye Bye Love. We were at, and then Moving in Stereo. Moving in Stereo was Fast Times. That was in Fast Times. Am I wrong?
Uh, uh, mm, I think so.
What's the song where she gets out of the pool? Takes a
Moving
shower.
in Stereo, ironically used in the Fast Times at Ridgemont High during the famous pool scene with Phoebe
Yes.
Cates.
Yes.
That
It's
might be one of the
my-
greatest film moments
burned
in
into
on
my
the
brain.
planet.
Burned into my brain. And then the last song is all mixed up.
Yeah, phenomenal record.
I want to see something here. I have the original inner sleeve on mine. Perfect copy. I did not buy the Rhino reissue, but I think I might get that one. But this version sounds excellent.
I've got that, and I've got a red label Electra, a later version.
That's what this is. This is with the
Well,
original, right?
Yeah, but I've got a different one. The later Electra label, a reissue of it. Probably an 80s press, maybe.
I went to summer camp for a bunch of years, and a guy I went to summer camp with, mom, dated Greg Hawkes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he claimed.
Probably.
Who would lie about dating Greg Hawkes? Come on,
Nobody.
no one.
Yeah, Stephen David, the Cars debut and Candio are top 10 albums. I agree.
What's the time difference between Candio and this album? Is it
Year?
a
One's-
year?
Yeah, Candio's 79. Panorama also is coming up as a 9. Well,
Okay,
Panorama's
I'm going to tell you something. One of my favorite songs of all time,
Mhm.
is Touch and Go. That
Great
Panorama is an okay album, but Touch and Go,
Great song.
one of the best songs ever written, as far as I'm concerned.
Shake It Up was deceiving with a great cover. What are you talking about, Brian? What do you mean is deceiving? She was shaking it up.
I'm telling
Can't
you.
wait for the Jellyfish stuff. Will you just wait? We're almost there.
Hold on, that's my favorite band. So
Touch and Go is galloping. Touch and Go is a great song. Yes, 100%.
it is. Me, all I need is you tonight. What, Mazzy, you don't have to be in every stream, watching every stream.
Because Rob got 5 years for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's he talking about?
He's trying to allude that I served time in the clank. I've never broke any laws, Mazzy, except like everyone else. I downloaded all those songs illegally
During Napster, but you were able to escape prosecution.
Okay, as I did it under my fake account, Norman Maslow.
I don't know. Panorama was their slump. Shake It Up is better. I don't think so. I think Panorama's a better record than Shake It Up.
Yeah, but Touch and Go, Panorama is okay, but Touch and Go, that's the best song. That's their best.
And the video was a film by the guy in Devo. You know that? He was directing it.
Casale?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Directed the videos to those. Look at this. Stephen Davis giving Mazzy. Must be a fan of Mazzy. I don't know.
Go get a room.
Yeah, get a room. You're gonna get so worked up. All right, I agree with that Cars album, and I also love my favorite Cars album is Candio. I think that's even better than the debut, though a lot of people disagree.
I mean, I have all the Cars albums.
Mhm.
I don't have the fake Cars albums, the one that Todd Rundgren was on, because Rick.
Yeah, I've never heard.
Why
that.
did Rick Ocasek have such a stick up his butt? I mean, he really did.
I don't know. I think he was done with it. And I don't know why they reconvened and put out that other album, because I don't know. Probably money. But the other thing is I don't care for that record as much because, for one, he didn't want Elliot Easton to play any guitar solos. And when I hear the Cars, I want to hear some Elliot Easton on these things.
He's the glue. He is the glue of the band.
Mm-hmm. And his solos are so good, well thought out.
Yeah.
Great player, and then you get a record where he's just playing rhythm guitar on it. Stupid. It's not quite the same. Got to say, the Cars was worst live act I seen. Wang Chung opened for them, and were so much more exciting.
I don't know. I think they all kind of hated each other. Maybe. Or
They
maybe
got-
the death of Ben Orr caused some problems. But
I don't
I'll tell
know.
you, like, didn't Rick Ocasek produce a lot of kick-ass records?
Yeah.
Did
The first
Bad Brains-
Weezer album,
did
the
he Bad
Green
Brains-
album. He did Bad Brains. He did Suicide. Who else did he produce? Probably
Did
a
he
lot
produce
more.
Am I wrong? Did he produce a Weezer record, or I'm wrong about that?
2 Weezer records, the Blue album and the Green album.
He produced those?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. People who watch me think all I listen to is jazz. That's not the case.
No, this is breaking his stereotype right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Papa Plesic say Rick produced one of my all-time favorite bands, Swedish band called the Wannadies. Never heard of them.
I think I only know those guys from a video I saw. Someone did a video.
I'm gonna check it out though. Produced a Guided by Voices album. I did not know that.
I didn't. I haven't really dove into Guided by Voices, so
I've got a couple of Guided by Voices CDs that I found used that I bought. They were cheap.
okay. I'm gonna spew another trivia tidbit that's on my brain. The TV show Fridays, which was ABC's attempt to copy Saturday Night Live, was the Cars the first musical act ever on Fridays? I think Fridays only ran 2 years anyway. But weren't the Cars the first live act on that show?
They were on there.
I know they were on, but I want to say they were the first band.
Because I remember Rick Ocasek was playing his Pink Jazz Master, and Elliot Easton was playing, I think, his Fender Lead 2 on there that was white. God, how do I remember that?
My last factoid, okay, before you go to your record.
Yes, you're fine.
Rick Ocasek did a bunch of good solo records, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best, Give Me Something to Grab For, which basically sounds like a car song.
It does.
The music video has my all-time favorite Playboy Playmate in it, Marianne Gravati, Playmate of the Year 82.
It's funny you should mention that because she's
yours?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, she's on the cover of one of Rat's albums. She's sitting on the edge of the bed.
Invasion of Your Privacy.
Yeah, she's on that, but she's in Give Me Something to Grab For video. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
Holy crap. They're my young mind back in the day I almost had a meltdown looking at her.
She is one of the rare Playboy Playmates of the year, or her Playmate pictorial of the year is not as good as her original pictorial. Her original pictorial is so good they screwed it up in the Playmate of the Year one.
So yeah, but she was on she dated Stephen Piercy, a rat. That's why she was on the album
cover. Yeah.
But whatever. It's all good. Some fine
and I'll say this one thing. If you ever watched, she was kind of in the start of when they started doing video pictorials, like the video cassettes.
Yes.
And she ruined it because she spoke. Not the best voice for the voice didn't match the body.
There is some interview. I think it was Johnny Carson. Look her up. I think there's an interview with her. And Johnny's just sitting there interviewing her, and I think he just can barely talk. He's like all befuddled over her. We still talking about the Cars album. Byron, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I just keep bringing up factoids. I'm sorry.
All right. My record I'm going to go with is, don't look at the thumbnail because it's kind of wrong, but I'm picking a different record than what's on the thumbnail. But I'm going to go with Utopia, Adventures in Utopia, which I think is possibly, I'm pretty sure this is the best Utopia album. This is the 6th album. Of course, Todd produced it. You know, when Utopia first started out, they were a prog band, put out 2 prog records, and then Raw's a prog album, but they slowly came out of it. But this, I like this record because, you know, it's right in 1980. It actually came out in December 79, but it blends power pop, it blends new wave and arena rock. Is there a little bit of prog on there? I suppose, but not like it used to be. But originally, all these songs were recorded or actually written for a studio special that they were going to do. So it was supposed to be like a concept record to some degree. I don't hear anything
What
like
year
that.
did this come out?
19. I'm just going to say 1980. It was December of 79.
This doesn't have, you know, I know Utopia.
Mm-hmm.
What is Feet Don't Fail Me Now on?
Feet Don't Fail Me Now is on the Network album from 1982. It's
So
the
started
White
it,
Album.
and then there. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. What is the Crybaby on?
Crybaby's on Oblivion. That's 1984.
That's their best album, as far as I'm concerned.
I like Oblivion, but I like this. I love the Utopia stuff. This starts off the Road to Utopia.
Yeah.
So you've got that synth intro, you know, talks about utopian themes. It's progressive, kind of progressive, but it rocks. And Todd and Chasm share lead vocals on it. Next track is You Make Me Crazy, which is kind of a new wave pop song. Willie Wilcox is singing that. Second Nature is a ballad like Todd Rundgren. Oh, Todd sings a ballad like only Todd Rundgren can sing. I will leave it at that. Great.
Like he's crying outside the door of his girlfriend. That's how he sings a ballad.
It might. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, possibly. And it also has the only hit single that Utopia had, which was Set Me Free, which
What?
Chasm sang. What?
Wait, Crybaby was not a hit song. It was. It was an
No.
MTV standard.
That came out on Passport Records. It was doomed. It was doomed.
It was played all the time on MTV. I don't know if it hit the top 40. No.
I don't think it did anything. I don't know. Does anybody know? I don't think it did anything. I don't remember it playing on MTV, but I could be, you know.
The music video is one of the best music videos of the 80s.
It's great. It's got what's her name in it from
Ellen Foley.
Ellen Foley's in it.
Yeah.
Ellen Foley, speaking of looking good, Ellen looks quite good in that video.
Yeah.
How old was Grant when it's 1980? Well, I was 14 when this came out. All right. So anyway, it's got Caravan on it, which is a Roger Powell song. Great riffs, guitars on here. This is one of those great records where Todd Rundgren's guitar solos are top notch. I don't know if Bang on the Drum was a hit or not. I don't.
That's on this?
No, that's off Tortured Earth. That's a Todd Rundgren album.
Solo.
Yeah, off Tortured Artist.
Okay.
This also has Last of the New Wave Writers, so it's kind of new wavy. It's just all these anthems, all these classic rock anthems. If you remember this back in the day when this came out, all the FM rock stations played a lot of these songs. They played Caravan, they played Last of the New Wave Riders, they played Road to Utopia. Jesus, such a great song. Rock Love closes the album, which, again, the guitars on here, just fabulous. The songs on here, there's not a weak song on this record. Now, some may disagree, but I think there's not any skips on Adventures in Utopia at all. That's
I think I have this album because I went to some guy was just getting out of the business of had a eBay store, and I went there and they had like every Utopia album, and they were all 50 cents each or something.
Yeah, you could get them cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap heat. All the Utopia albums are cheap heat.
And they all ended up like in cutout bins because Utopia, that's why they folded. That's why they gave up, because the whole thing with Passport Records falling apart. You know, they were on Bearsville, and then Bearsville they submitted the album Swing to the Right, and it stayed in. Bearsville wasn't happy with it. They had it shelved for a year and a half. And then it finally came out. But they just had a lot of I love Utopia, but they just never could never
Well,
take
I
hold.
mean,
They gave up.
he was powerful, Todd Vernwood. He produced almost every album, right?
Yeah, but he was
Why
powerful
didn't
as
he
a
have the power
producer.
to keep things going?
It just got too. It just by the time Passport fell apart, and that POV album came out, and it just failed. They just gave up. I saw this tour, New Year's Eve, Richfield Coliseum. Yep. I saw the tour after I saw the Face the Music tour, and it was 1980. That's the album where they did all the Beatle parodies. Do you ever hear that, Rob?
No. What album is
Well, they
that?
basically wrote Beatles songs,
Well,
but
I
they
know they
played
have
it.
the music. There's a music video where they're just imitating the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, right?
Yeah,
Do you know
that
that?
yes, yep.
I
That's
do
that's
know
it.
that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that.
Utopia did give Todd a chance to play more guitar, 100%. Yes. Anyway, that's one of my picks. I'm going to go with Utopia, Adventures in Utopia. Rob, I'm throwing over to you.
All right. Well, that's a good pick.
Thank you.
Cape Cod Ken, I'm not unfazed. His enthusiasm is contagious.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. So people that might have seen me on the intranets know my favorite band is Jellyfish. Who is Jellyfish, you say? Well, they were a band that wasn't around very long. They only really put out 2 albums. In subsequent years, a lot of their material has been released. And I was stupid. My venture into heavily collecting vinyl, I missed out on some Jellyfish reissues. But someone recently gifted me of their 2 albums. So here are their 2 albums, actually. There's Belly Button, which is the album that people might know them from because MTV picked up this and heavy rotation. I think they came, I don't know if they officially came out of the Paisley Underground or whatever, but I think they came out at a time when grunge was happening, and they were not grunge. Yep. They were heavy power pop, Queen-esque, I think.
Oh, there's a lot of Queen and Jellyfish.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. So these are the 2 reissues that came out last year of both their albums. So Belly Button, and they're not very good reissues, I think.
Oh, I think we might have talked about that. What was the problem with this?
The sound, it's not, well, you have to turn your volume up all the way. It's just they're not loud, and they don't.
Well, think about how long those records are. And are they a single one slab of vinyl?
No. Because weirdly enough, my friend owns Omnivore Recordings, is a reissue label, and back in 2016-17, they put out a ton of Jellyfish stuff. And they had a warehouse sale where they only had the vinyl, no covers. So I put it in with the reissue. This sounds excellent. The reissue they did sounds great. The Universal did these. They don't sound good. But my friend gifted me a UK OG of Spilt Milk. So let's talk about, Spilt Milk, and that's right here. This is a UK OG pressing. So they came out with Belly Button. I saw them open for World Party, and they blew World Party away.
I saw on this tour. Was it this tour?
It was Belly Button tour.
Okay, well, I saw them on Belly Button tour, but it was just by themselves, and there were probably 30 people in the audience when I saw them.
Yeah, they did tour Belly Button headlining, but they opened for World Party on their Ship of Fools, whatever that album is. They blew World Party away.
That's another record. Jesus, good record.
They did covers of The Wings. They do a great cover of Jet. They did a great cover of Go Your Own Way, Fleetwood Mac. And the 2 main guys is Roger Manning and Sturmer, who was the lead singer, but he played drums standing up. And they came from a band called Beatnik Beach. They put out a bunch of albums, but I think one Beatnik Beach album is sort of Jellyfishy. But this Spilt Milk, they're 2 original members of Jellyfish left after Belly Button. One was Roger's brother, played bass. The other is very successful.
Jason. Oh crap.
Yeah, he
Jason
played
Faulkner. Jason Faulkner.
who had solo albums, had a band called the Grays. Him and Roger actually play with Beck now, and I think they both played. I think him and Andy played with Ringo's All Star Band once. So
maybe.
But this album. So I moved to LA in '93. The year before, I came out here to visit to see if I wanted to live here. I stayed with a high school friend. I heard the new Jellyfish Spilled Milk came out. I walked over to a place called the Warehouse and bought the CD of it.
Mhm.
And I put that on, and that's all I listened to this whole 2 weeks I spent in LA. This is a concept album, I think. It's a concept album, and it is fucking fantastic. Can I cuss? I just did.
100%. You can cuss in the Warehouse.
Okay, so the first, and each song kind of blends into each one. The first song, Hush, is sort of an intro song. It's not a really full realized song. And it leads into the best song on this album, Joining a Fan Club.
That's good.
Joining a Fan Club. That's very Queen-esque, right? You know the song, Grant, right? Joining a Fan Club.
I love this album.
Yes. I listen to this album regularly. My New Mistake, which is
My favorite song on the record.
There's a music video of New Mistake. They made music videos of this one. Oh, here's a good factoid about Jellyfish. Who produced this album? Do you know who produced this?
I do. If you know Saturday Night Fever,
yes,
you know who produced it.
It's John Plague. He produced Saturday Night Fever.
Albie Glouton, what's his name?
Albie Glouton.
Yeah.
Albie Glouton too. He was a 70s kind of music guy. And I think they also has the original inner on those UK.
See, I've never seen that. Because I don't remember this is
part of the reissue. I think that they have
in '93 though they weren't pressing album vinyl anymore.
No. This record right here is not a cheap record.
No.
OGs of Jellyfish are not cheap.
Isn't that the girl on the cover? Isn't that the same girl that's on the Blind Melon cover?
I think they look alike. In fact, there's a Facebook group for Jellyfish. There's pictures of her grown up dressed in this outfit.
The girl looks like Mason Reese, smorgasbord kid from the 70s.
Underway deviled ham, delicious. Okay, so Glutton of Sympathy, and this thing kind of the musical styles stay within the kind of glam rock-ish kind of motif. Would you say that, Grant?
I would 100% agree with you 100%, yes.
And Glutton, it goes from kind of somber songs into joyous songs. The Glutton of Sympathy is kind of somber. And then the Ghost at Number One, I think that got heavy airplay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bye Bye Bye. That's kind of got this kind of vaudeville-esque, progness to it. And then All Is Forgiven is sort of a transitional song on the album. Russian Hill, I think they're from San Francisco. That's a place in San Francisco, right, Mazzy? Russian Hill?
It sounds right.
Yeah. He's Best Friend it's a song about masturbation, people. Grow up. Which I think a lot of rock songs are about masturbation, am I wrong?
Or something sexual, yes.
It's my best friend. Their lyric to the song is "It's Palm Sunday" over and over again. Get it? Palm Sunday. Too Much, Too Little, Too Late is a great song. And then Brighter Day is the last song on the album. This is just, if you have not heard this album, here's what I always say to people: don't buy it. Go on YouTube and listen to the whole album. Use that streaming service you pay for and you don't use. This is a masterpiece.
I agree.
And I don't use that term loosely. This is a masterpiece. I listen to it regularly. Killer records.
And I forget, because I know we've talked about this before, but did you see them on this tour? I forget.
I saw them on this tour in Baltimore.
Okay.
Where did I go see them in Baltimore? It was at the famous club in Baltimore. It is. I'm having a brain fart. Someone tell me the famous club in Baltimore where everyone played. Hammerjacks.
No.
Hammerjacks. Hammerjacks. They played at. I saw them spill milk at Hammerjacks.
And I saw them in Columbus in this tour playing on a flatbed truck in the alley of the bar Ludlow's. I swear to God. And I didn't think that people really didn't pay much attention to them. But they were.
If I wasn't lazy, I would have gone and grabbed my CDs because Omnivore. There was a Jellyfish collection that came out 25 years ago, a CD box. But Omnivore in like 2017 put out all this Jellyfish stuff. They gave them. There's actually a CD that'll never ever be released. It's called Radio Jellyfish, and they can't clear all the music that's on there, so it'll never ever be. You'll have to go on the internet or Discogs to find it. They did a CD of just the music. They took their voices out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Omnivore, and there's a live CD, live at Bogart's. They put out like 6 or 7 Jellyfish records, Omnivore. So there's a treasure trove of great Jellyfish stuff. And then they broke up. I don't know why. They won't get back together. Roger Manning did a bunch of great solo records. He had a band during the pandemic called the Licorice something.
I got that.
That's with a guy who took over guitar in Jellyfish because they had a band. Roger and this dude had a band, Imperial Drag. That was after a Jellyfish band. But Andy went and produced a ton of Japanese artists and writes music for animated shows. That's what happened.
Well, Puffy Yamayumi is one of the great ones. If anybody's heard the theme to Teen Titans, the Cartoon Network show,
that's Andy Sturmer.
That's Andy Sturmer. If you've heard the song to, God, there's some other Cartoon Network show. I can't remember what it is. I can see it. Something, oh crap, but it's so catchy. I wish he would just release like all of his, maybe Cartoon Network is released.
No. I can tell you this. You can go on the internet and somehow someone got hold of Andy Sturmer's demo songs and dropped them all over the internet. And they are very good. He has, it's a bunch of his demos. They're not the cartoon songs he wrote. It's just his own demo songs. I think they're like 90s, late 90s demos he did.
Do you have the box set on Not Lame?
No, I had that.
You had it. Okay.
All right, tell me what you would do, Grant.
Okay.
I had that. It was going for $200. What would you do?
And you bought it for what?
$25 when it came out? I don't know what it was. 20. It wasn't.
Well, I'd probably copy everything over and then I'd sell it.
No, I ripped it. I ripped everything.
Yeah.
But then when my friend put out everything on Omnivore, I have all that. So I got it all back and plus more.
Yes. The Merrymakers, the Swedish band Merrymakers, Andy Sturmer produced their first record.
Okay.
Go check that out. That whole album is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm not saying this is an insult. I think Andy Sturmer's a poor man's Todd Rundgren.
I would agree. Probably.
But
DC probably got that box set free because DC used to work for Not Lame.
Oh.
He used to do artwork for him.
Here's another recommendation. Go on YouTube, Jellyfish in Germany. It's a live. They did a TV special in Germany, and it's on YouTube. Go watch that.
There you go.
They playing live for an hour. It's good. That's good.
The Posies.
Oh yeah.
Did he do something for the?
I think Roger might have actually. Roger had a bunch of good offshoot bands. Has anyone heard of the Moog Cookbook, where they played kind of pop music on the Moog synthesizer? The Moog Cookbook, and then Omnivore, you can go buy TV Eyes. That's another offshoot band. Do you have that?
Yes, it's fabulous. It's Roger and Jason Faulkner. So you're getting a couple of Jellyfish guys on that.
Yeah, TV Eyes.
Go get it. If you like Jellyfish, go get TV Eyes.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, the Omnijets. That's another one.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Don't know. Who released that?
Well, the TV or Omnijets, I don't know. But
is that Andy Sturmer produced that or wrote for it?
I think Andy might have produced them.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to
Am
look
I
it
wrong?
up. You know how I'm gonna look it up because I'm already sold on the name. It sounds like I might like that. Hold on, people.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold your jets. Omnijets.
Oh, there. Okay, I'm looking them up. Oh, okay. Looks like they had 2 records out, one in 95, one in 99. Looks like came out in Germany. There's no information. So it was Rob Aldridge and Tim Smith. Tim Smith.
Well, okay. He took over a bass when they toured.
Okay.
Spill
Yes.
Milk. And he also was in the Licorice incident with the Pandemic band.
So they put out one called Demolition in 1995.
Yeah.
Of course, Discogs gives recommendation. They also recommend if you want this, get Imperial Drag, get The Greys, get Presents Author by Jason Faulkner. You know, they're all kind of related. I'm going to have to get this. I don't know if I can find it. It might be kind of rare. All right. I love this is why we do these shows. We're just here talking music, trying to turn everybody on to stuff. This is what this is about.
It's about the music, stupid.
Yeah. Like someone said that before.
Yes.
And we're just talking music. We're not going like, geeky pressing qualities and all that. We're just talking music on this show.
No. And I mean, if you have to go, these are still available. You can go get them. But
all I can say is that the original CDs that came out on Charisma in the 90s sound fine.
Yeah, they sound excellent. I don't know if listen, you have not copyrighted that phrase. I'm sorry.
He probably should.
He's lazy.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, Jellyfish. All right, my next. What time is it? Oh, where are we at? Oh, we're good. All right, my next.
Me and you are simpatico with this time thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So what's my next pick? Well, you see on the thumbnail, I picked Cheap Trick. Now you're going, oh my gosh, Grant's going to talk Cheap Trick, and he's going to go out of his mind. I probably should turn this.
No, I have a ton of Cheap Trick records.
Okay. So my favorite Cheap Trick, I didn't put the damn thing up. All right. My favorite Cheap Trick album, if you followed me on this channel, you know my favorite Cheap Trick album is Heaven Tonight. I'm not picking Heaven Tonight. I'm going to pick an album that I know 100%. And this would probably be general consensus on this, that there's not a bad song on it. I'm going to go with, I know this isn't my favorite Cheap Trick album, but I'm going to go with the debut of Cheap Trick. Don't forget, Rick Nielsen, a lot of these songs, they'd been playing in clubs forever. Rick Nielsen had been writing songs for years.
Was it 10 years before they put that album out? They were playing?
Yeah, roughly. I mean, Robin Zander, I think, came on the scene like late in 74, 75. This came out in 77.
But they knew each other growing up, right? So
Tom Peterson and Rick Nielsen were in a band Fuse in the late 60s with other members of the Nas. So he'd been writing songs ever since then. And think about it. He's had all these years to accumulate this catalog of tracks. Now, he used what he had on this album. He used all his songs from In Color, Heaven Tonight, Dream Police. Now, by the time you're getting to All Shook Up, we're kind of running out of songs. They keep pulling out songs, but he had a huge I think one of the greatest songwriters is Rick Nielsen. All these songs on this record are top notch. I mean, you got Hello Kitties, which opens it up. It's kind of punky. It's rocking. He's a whore, which goes to that Beatles reference. Hot Love, very fast paced, great bass. Mando Cello is absolutely wonderful. I mean, you could say, well, maybe that's a bit weak, but man, they played Mando Cello for years. Cry Cry is wonderful, but the Ballad of TV Violence, which used to be called the I think Richard Speck, I think that's the original title, but the record company made him change
Serial
it.
Killer?
Yeah, that's what it was called, Richard Speck, I think. But everybody always goes to this record and go, well, this is the greatest Cheap Trick album. Possibly, because people like it because it's kind of heavy and it's rocking. And we should do a
How do you feel about Dream Police? By the way,
I love Dream Police.
I have a lot of Cheap Trick albums in my collection.
I think Dream Police. Now, back in the day, the critics would point out Dream Police that things were starting to fall apart, but I don't hear that on Dream Police.
Oh, no.
Dream Police, Heaven Tonight, In Color, that whole period.
Even the one, what was the guy's name? John Bryant?
John Brandt.
Brandt.
Yeah.
Even that. What's that album? Because that's my favorite Cheap Trick song is on that album.
Are you talking? Well, when he came on,
I Love You Got It. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yes.
That sounds a lot like traditional old Cheap Trick.
No, that's like all the Beatles shit that they keep doing. Isn't that? Woo!
Mm-hmm. It's very Beatlesque. Heaven and I is my favorite, but man, Dream Police is climbing up to be my favorite. I love it. This is my whole thing. And now everyone's probably watched Martin Popoff. He does not care. He likes the later Cheap Trick stuff. He's not a fan of the work of Tom Werman. When I listen to this, and if you watch my channel, how much I love this stuff. I think Tom Werman and Jack Douglas, of course, I have a theory. I'll tell my Jack Douglas theory. Tom Werman knew exactly what to do with Cheap Trick. He was like third George Martin. You listen to those albums that Tom Werman did, absolutely fantastic. There's no skips on any of those. He would able to capture the sound of the band, but then have orchestral flourishes in there too. And they still sounded like Cheap Trick. You had that Cheap Trick guitar sound. It sounds like Rick Nielsen on those records. But then later on, we kind of lost the sound of Cheap Trick.
Well, okay. I have two things to say to you.
Yes, sir. Gonna get all worked up.
They're from. What's the town they're originally from? They're from
Rockford.
Okay.
Rockford, Illinois.
That Rockford album that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 10 or 15 years ago?
Yeah, probably 15 years ago.
That album's fucking awesome. Okay. It was like a back to form kind of album for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here, I think you know more about this than I do. What is the mix that was never released album of Cheap Trick? What's that story?
Okay, there was an album, Standing on the Edge. It came out in 1985. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. So the original mix was Shelved.
This is where they brought in Jack Douglas to produce. Now, if you go on the Real Gone put out 3 comps on CD. It's got 2 songs off of Standing on the Edge. It has the original, there's the balloons. It has the original Jack Douglas mix. So you've got Little Sisters on there with the original mix. Because they brought in, who was that asshole that they brought in for? Because, okay, this is the thing, that Jack Douglas was in some kind of lawsuit with Yoko. So he got pulled off the project. They brought in, who was that asshole that I can't stand? Someone in the comment, who did they bring in on Standing on the Edge to finish it? I'm going to have to look it up because I don't want to.
There's the shelf mix that everyone says is awesome.
Yeah.
The one they released. Am I correct about that story?
Yes. Well,
so the one they released is the Jackass mix.
Well, that's because originally it had real drums. It sounds like real Cheap Trick. It sounds like Jack Douglas Cheap Trick is what we want. I'm looking it up. Oh, it's going into all this. Maybe it'll pop up. So they added, once he was pulled off, they brought in that one ass, Tony Platt. Oh my God, I can't stand Tony Platt. They brought in here, they added electronic drums. I don't think Bunny's even playing anything. They added electronic drums and keyboards onto it. Instead of having that raw, Cheap Trick sound that we want from Jack Douglas, it's gone. Go check out the Real Gone comps where they're playing,
Well,
where there's Jack Douglas mixed with the
you can go online and there's a version that someone just put up online.
yeah.
Um,
Rundgren produced, yeah, but the joke is they call that next producer, please. Wait. Sounding.
Okay, wait. There's another story, Grant.
Go ahead.
There's a Steve Albini mix.
Oh, of In Color.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about Standing on the Edge. That's the one.
There's two different stories where original mixes of Cheap Trick records were shelved, and right?
Well, Cheap Trick grouped with Steve Albini and recorded all of In Color because Rick Nielsen never was happy with.
So the original version of In Color was not released in Steve Albini.
No, it was. That's the original one that's on Epic is they went back later, 20 years later, and re-recorded it.
Okay, so there's two of these stories about Cheap Trick.
2000 Albini mix was okay, but they re-recorded.
Which is better? Which is better?
I want the original.
Okay, I have one other Cheap Trick story thing, but I want you to finish talking about this record.
Okay.
I have another Cheap Trick story.
Oh, well, I'm pretty much done. I've already went on my tirade.
Okay.
But the thing is that there's everyone probably is going to agree if you're a Cheap Trick fan. There's nothing here, nothing to skip. I mean, yeah, the power pop element is here, but this album's a little bit harder. They recorded the track Lookout, which is my favorite Cheap Trick song of all time for this record. But it fits more like on In Color, I think, because In Color is a little bit more poppy. But all these records are phenomenal.
And they had the best dynamic for like marketing a band.
Mm-hmm.
You had two nerdy looking dudes and two handsome looking dudes. That was always funny to me. And then only two of the guys talked, like in interviews. It was Robin and Rick.
Right.
And what was the deal with the picks? It was always with the picks.
He's always throwing picks out.
Okay, so here is later Cheap Trick. Excellent. So I believe about maybe 15 or to 20 years ago, Cheap Trick did a residency in Vegas. Do you know this?
Yes.
And their residency was just this. They played Magical Mystery Tour.
I thought they did Pepper.
Was it Pepper?
It
was Pepper. I'm wrong. Wrong because I'm old and stupid.
I'm here to correct you.
Okay. So they
You're
did
gonna cause Mazzy. Mazzy's going to have a crisis.
Mazzy takes things I say and twists them against me. So they did a residency in Vegas where they played Sgt. Pepper, and it's awesome. But then they recorded it, or it was recorded. I don't know if they put it out as a standalone album, but you could somehow get.
I think they did on video. I think it's at least out on DVD.
DVD. I think it's a DVD. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
I think you're right.
Their recording, their live of Pepper is fucking awesome. I said it 3 times, Grant.
God, I've never been on a show with you where you said the F word so much.
I used Ephesus.
But I think Rob, I think Cheap Trick really is a live band.
Oh, I have a third Cheap Trick story. Do you want to hear that before we leave?
Sure. Well, everybody's already heard my Cheap Trick story.
Me and my buddies go to Vegas. I think I haven't done this in a long time. The best way to go to Vegas is over a weekend to go see a concert. And then you stay in a nice hotel and eat a great meal and go to the spa, Schwitz, and all that. We went to Vegas, and one cool thing the city of Vegas does is they get big bands to do live shows on Fremont Street. the downtown Vegas, that open air walkway, and they'll do live concerts like on a Friday night. It was 578 degrees at 9 o'clock at night with the sun down, and Cheap Trick did a live show on Fremont, and it was packed. There must have been at least 20,000 people or more there. Like, you couldn't even get into Fremont. The crowd flew. I was dead center with the crowd, but 2 streets away from the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was sweating their balls off in the heat, 500-degree heat at night in Vegas, to see Cheap Trick do a free show on Fremont. It was awesome.
I saw him do a similar thing when I was on a trip for work. We went to Boston. Must have been something to do with Mac computers. I don't know why was I in Boston? Maybe it's just a trip. I don't remember. But we were just walking around and I heard a band playing. And this must have been like in the 96, maybe 96, 97. And I heard a band. We just said, let's follow and see who it is. I'll be damned if it wasn't Cheap Trick playing in downtown Boston.
Like doing a free show?
Doing a free show. But they were way too loud though.
My ear, even 2 streets away, it was loud.
It was loud.
But they're still okay. So Tom Peterson was sick. He had a heart ailment, and for a time, their sons replaced Rick and Robin's son took over bass and drums, right?
Well, yeah, Rick's son's been playing with him for a while.
Yeah. So, but Tom's back, and they're still playing, right? They're still. I think they toured with Heart recently or something, right?
But Robin's son Robin is still playing with them. So, they got both kids still playing. But one of the best Cheap Trick gigs I saw was at the State Fair, Ohio State Fair one year. And it's one, Bunny was getting back surgery or something. Mm-hmm. And Rick's kid filled in. But the song list was fantastic. Because the way Cheap Trick does is that every gig, each member goes and puts the lineup together. But this lineup was all full of obscure stuff.
Right.
Obscure Cheap Trick song. And I was just digging all of it, man. Hardcore stuff that I hadn't heard forever.
I'm not 100% straight on the Bunny leaving the band, but he went and did another band. I think there was a Jellyfish connection there. What was the band Bunny played with the Hanson brother?
Tinted Windows.
Right. Who was the full band? It was one of the
Hanson,
the keyboard singer Hanson.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I'm looking. Tinted Windows was, Tinted Windows. Who was all in Tinted Windows? Everybody.
I think there's sort of a Jellyfish connection to Tinted Windows.
All right, Taylor Hanson vocals, James Ia, the guy in Smashing Pumpkins,
from Smashing Pumpkin guitars, yeah.
Adam Schlesinger, who Fountains of Wayne,
one of my favorite bands,
Bunny, and then Josh Latinzi. He was their second guitarist for live performances, and he'd also playing guitar in Lemonheads.
By the way, when we do this again,
yes, sir.
There's sort of a connection to Tinted Windows. There's this guy who will be my next No Skip album.
All right.
And it never came out on vinyl, came out on CD, but he crowdfunded a vinyl release from Sony of this album. But I won't say who this guy is. That'll be my next No Skip album, I think.
All right. Well, Rob, we have won an hour. I think we can wrap this dog up.
We had enough stupid stuff to say to fill an hour. That's cool.
We always do. Well, the whole point in this is to turn you on to stuff. And really the whole point is to just talk music. We're not talking pressings. We're not talking CD versus vinyl. We are just strictly talking about these bands.
And Grant was fearful because I'm an asshole. Like, I yell at people on my normal stuff. But here, I'm just here to talk about the music.
Yes. Grant's Cheap Trick Warehouse, exactly. All right, Rob, I'll be shooting you a date. We will reconvene in September. We will be back. We will be doing it live because I think this show is meant to be a live show. Heck, all my shows are practically live anymore.
Why was you had me under? What do you call it? You had me under
Probation?
Huh?
Probation?
I was under probation for 2 shows.
Yeah, I just got too much. Sometimes if I overschedule stuff, I can't prep for the live show because I have to get all the production up front ready to go.
Excuses.
And
You're all full
sometimes
of excuses.
it's true. People know
You
how
know
I
what?
run this.
Here's one thing you could do.
Yes, sir.
You have to stop using a gas-powered router. You have to get into the modern age. Grant has to go and pull the chain to start his router.
Pretty
Or is
much.
it that?
I do. It's true. That's right, Ken. It's all about the music in the warehouse. 100%. Ken, Christian, where have you been? We're wrapping this dog up. All right, everybody. Rob, I will be in touch. Please like, subscribe, check out Rob's channel. How do they find you again, Rob? Rob, real quick.
That's the wax, the boomer scalper. I do 2 live streams a week, Tuesday and Thursday morning, 7 Pacific. I have a group of guys come up and we talk about whatever music stuff. Like this morning, we were talking about the Beatles stuff and all, it's a nice 2 hours. If you're working somewhere, you guys just talking about stuff. It's good. So come and watch it.
There you go. Check it out. All right, everybody. We will see you. Keep it clean. Keep it real. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't think I have any shows tomorrow. Whew. Day off, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
if anyone's in LA this weekend, the Vinyl Con, downtown LA, big record show, I'll be there. And if you see me, come up and say hi.
There you go. All right, everybody. We will see you. Have a good one. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.